Moving on now to the University of Houston and head coach Tony Levine. The Cougars are 5-0 overall, 2-0 in the American Athletic Conference. This past week they played Memphis. Houston won the game 25-15 on Saturday. In action again this Saturday against BYU at Reliant Stadium. That will be a 3:30 p.m. Eastern Time start. Game will be televised on ESPN News. Coach, thanks for joining us on the call this week. If you could take a minute to tie up the win against Memphis, and then tell us what you're looking forward to back at Reliant Stadium on Saturday against BYU, please.
Well, another certainly good team win. I thought our defense did an outstanding job. Again, created 4 turnovers, had 6 missed tackles on the game, which is outstanding against, again, great skill players from Memphis, and limited them to 0 touchdowns. They had to settle for 5 field goals. So really proud of the way the defense played. And I need to mention our special teams as well. I said this going into the game that while Memphis certainly has a terrific defense, I think their special teams is one of the best I've seen in a long time from top to bottom. And I thought our special teams responded to us challenging them this week. I thought Richie Leone did a great job punting and kicking off, and certainly made his extra points and field goal. Again, every week one of our goals is to pin our opponent inside the 20 twice, and we pinned them inside the 26 times, which certainly helped our defensive field position. And then offensively, we never got into a rhythm, but we were fortunate. We only turned the ball over one time and made a couple of big plays at the end to get the score to 25. So again, our focus now is on a very, very good, very talented, very physical, and very well coached BYU team. Glad to continue to be in Houston this week, and I think our players are excited about this next opportunity and next challenge, and again, continue our game planning today. We'll get out in the practice field tomorrow.
Take questions for Coach Tony Levine, please. Hit *1 on your telephone. That'll put you in the queue, and then the operator will introduce you.
We'll go first to Ryan Dunleavy with Gannett, New Jersey.
Hey, Coach.
Ryan, how are you?
How are you?
Good, thank you.
I think, at least for me, I remember Houston a few years ago as with Case Keenum as a team who threw the ball all over the place quite effectively. Can you just talk a little bit about the way you guys have been able to run the ball so effectively this year? I mean, obviously you're still passing for 300 yards, but at least up here, Rutgers coach Kyle Flood keeps talking about the running game you guys have.
Well, it's offensively, our philosophy is, we certainly feel like we can throw it, and we've got talented running backs and a solid offensive line to open up holes for what we want to do in the run game. And philosophically, we want to see how defenses are going to try to attack us. And, we feel like if they're going to put more defenders in what we call the box, meaning near the line of scrimmage, near our offensive line, then really we can account for, then we're going to throw the football because they'll have less on what we call the perimeter. And if they've got more on the perimeter, more in coverage, and less in the box, then we'll hand it off. And again, Ryan Jackson and Kenneth Farrow, 2 sophomore running backs for us, are very, very talented. So we don't feel like we're one-dimensional offensively. Deontay Greenberry right now, I think statistically he's got to be near the top of the country in terms of receiving yards per game. But in the same token, if teams want to focus on shutting down our passing game, we have no problem getting the ball to our backs in the backfield. Let our offensive line open up holes and let them run. So, we try to be balanced as much as we can be offensively, run to pass, and typically go into games and see what the defensive plan is going to be in terms of trying to stop us.
And I know this was a big story last week, but if you could just comment on kind of David, having David's career coming to an end, and how you guys, losing your quarterback from last season unexpectedly could obviously could obviously be a big hit, and obviously you guys are 5-0. How you guys have been able to do that without the guy, you probably expected to be your quarterback.
Right. Well, and any time you lose your starting quarterback for the season, it's adversity. It's a major challenge. Certainly our thoughts are with David. I want to say he started 20 games for us in his career, and has been a great student, a terrific athlete. He's going to graduate in December. Been a leader for us, and again, certainly no one envisioned his career ending so abruptly and in this manner. Obviously I speak for everyone in this profession that the health of the student athlete certainly comes first, and again, it's just it has not been easy, certainly on Dave and his family and our program. And then you look at what we've been doing, and you talk about how we got to this point in terms of winning in football games. We've won these games. They've been team wins. Our defense is playing outstanding, creating a bunch of turnovers, and offensively through 5 games, we've only turned it over 4 times. So that's the number one correlation between winning and losing football games is the turnover margin, and I believe we're near the top of the country in that statistical category. And then we're playing good special teams. So, we've got, right now we're playing 2 18-year-old true freshman quarterbacks in John O'Corn and Greg Ward. They're managing the game well. They're making good decisions. They're continuing to improve. I think experience is something you always are comfortable with as a football coach. And those guys are gaining experience. Certainly don't have anywhere near the experience David Pylan had, or you mentioned a Case Keenum earlier with his 6 years. And he's a quarterback that redshirted when he was a true freshman here. So, but again, the kids are playing hard, and I feel like we're doing right now what we need to do to win each game each week at this point.
Thanks, Coach.
Thank you, Ryan.
And do we have any other questions for Coach Levine, please? Star 1 on your telephone.
No, we have no more questions in queue.
Thank you.
Coach, well, thank you for your time this week. Look forward to talking to you again next Monday.
Likewise. Thank you.
All right. That is BYU at Reliance Stadium, 3:30 p.m. Eastern Time on ESPN News.